Hello and welcome back to my page. My name is Jeff. I will be your host for the video, and this will be a VR game review for the MetaQuest 2, 3, and 3S, and anything that might come out after the 3S. For people my age and, basically people 50 and up. I'm 60 plus, and what I notice is on Facebook and on YouTube, all the game reviewers are actual gamers. I mean, they're real gamers. They play these things for a living, and they're really good at it and so on and so forth. And they're all so young. Some of them are 20, 30, even 40 years younger than myself, and they don't have like the health problems I do or the physical restraints that I have, that kind of thing. So I thought, why not make a video page, a review page on YouTube for people 50 and up. And so that's what we're doing. Today's game is Formula X. This is a fairly new game. It's still in being made. It's still being created. So there's still a lot of stuff that's not done with it. But I enjoy this game so much, I thought I would review it now. Usually I like to wait until a game is completely finished. But I'm going to review this one early so that you can get in early while it's still fairly cheap and let you try it out yourself. Now, if you have motion sickness, like if you're in a car or a plane or even on video games, if you get motion sickness, you may want to stay away from this because there's going to be a lot of fast moving and you're sitting down. It should be better. But I just want to warn you, just in case you have motion sickness, you might not want to watch the video. Give it a try, and if you don't get sick while you're watching, that might be a good reason to actually get the game or try the game out. So, let's get on to Formula X. You are a race car driver, and this is Formula cars, so you're really low to the ground. I'm actually sitting down playing this game. And it looks like I'm inside this car, which is really a cool idea. So they have race now. They have career. This is going to be like a challenges, and this is going to be a storyline. This storyline isn't created yet. Practice, custom races, and customize your car. And I guess the more wins you get, the more points you get. You'll be able to customize your car for its colors. What's really cool, if you look over here to my left, I'm looking in a rear view mirror, and that shows me what's behind me on the left, and one that actually will show you what's behind you on the right while you're racing. What I also like about this game is you hold on to the steering wheel, you just squeeze once, and you see how that circles? Now my hands are permanently attached to it. So that is really nice. Normally you gotta squeeze the trigger. I got squeezed it again and it let go. But normally you have to hold that trigger the whole time to keep your hands on the steering wheel. Where this one, it'll lock it on the steering wheel and make it good for you. And you don't have to worry about shifting. You just have to worry about going right and left. The left trigger, the top trigger, you see my finger moving? That will be your gas. The right, the right. I'm right-handed, okay. And then the left trigger is the brake, and you can see it here on the deal here. You see that light up every time I squeeze my finger? That's the brake, and also, if you get in an accident or banged up against the wall, you squeeze that in, and it will take you backwards. So, you got forward and speed, and backwards. And stop. So let's just do a race now. Like I said, this is still being created. It's not finished, but it's such a fun game now that I thought I'd promote it. Now you do have choices of several different locations for maps, and I'm sure there'll be more maps coming out in the future. So I'm just going to go with the first one here. Click on it and start the race. Alright, so here you are, you're sitting in your garage, and the little purple arrows up ahead will tell you where to go. And if you look to the right as I pull out, okay, getting the grip. This is your pit stops, and you actually make pit stops, and you get points and things for pit stops. Now I can control the speed with the trigger, and in front of me you can see the speedometer. 190. Now I'm going to slow down because I think there's there's a curb coming up ahead, so I'm going to try to get through this without crashing. It's a very tight turn. I'm not going for trying to go for a speed record. I'm just trying to stay alive so you don't see a crash. Maybe I will create a crash later just so you can see what it looks like. And right now we're on our own, but eventually this game will let you play against friends. Got a sharp turn here. I can lay on the brakes, and you hit the bumps. You can play against friends, or you can play against the AI computer, or you can eventually you'll be able to go online and invite others, your friends or family, or even strangers, to play with you. Now, you don't have to have your arms stretched out like you would in real life. You can have your arms right next to your side. Oops. But I've gotten this car up over 300 miles an hour. In fact, I have my hands are right by my sides. My arms are against my body. So that makes it a little more comfortable instead of having to hold it out there. And there'll be races where you just go up against the computer. Oops, a little off. Wah! Okay, now I squeeze the right, goes backwards. And I like how you see smoke. That is so cool. Other racing games don't have that. You actually see the smoke of the tires. So if I would have went to the right, that would have been to the pit stop. On the next round, I will actually stop in and get a pit stop if I can remember to do that. I'm just concentrating on not crashing. But I've had this car up over 300 miles an hour. And you can get stuck on those bumps that you see. I've had my car stuck on them. I couldn't get off, so I had to restart the game. I've also crashed into the wall where the car was up at an angle, and it was stuck. It wouldn't move, just like in real life. They need to add a restart. I think there is a restart button somewhere. I did turn the volume down on the noises and the music, so you might not hear that engine revving and speeding up as it gets up to faster speeds. I gotta remember, coming up somewhere here will be the pit stop, and I'll show you what that's like. That's pretty cool. You actually have to get in, stop on the right spot, and if you don't stop on the right spot, you gotta either have to go forward or backwards more until you get in the right spot. And then they change your tires and things. And I think you have a choice. I haven't read much about this, but you have a choice of what kind of pit stop you want to do. You can have a full tires. I'm guessing that what's going to happen is in the future, it'll tell you, oh, you need gas, you better take a pit stop. Or you need new tires, you better get a pit stop. And if you need both at the same time, they can do them both at the same time. Or you might have to come back and stop more than once. And of course, if you're in a race in real life, you don't want to have to stop as much as possible. You want to be able to just run as much as possible. Oops, I'm off the grass. I think pit stops are coming up now, so I'm going to slow down and not race so much. Yep, here they are. So there's my pit crew. I'm just going to do a soft. And away we go. So that was so cool. Your car gets lifted up. Your car gets lifted up. They change the tires. They do whatever you need done. And there's the 3 different kinds of stops as you saw there. I just went for the first one just to show you what it's like. I'm going to do one more lap and then I'm going to call this a game. Call it over. This is kind of like pole position. If you're old like me, you remember that arcade game out in the actual arcades with the box of pole position. It's got the same coloring, the same basic ideas. And I'm hoping that when this is finished, that that it'll be like pole position, but you're actually in the car playing first person, which is so cool. See if I can get this thing up to speed on the next straightaway. Here we go. Whoops. Back it up. I didn't take that curve very well. Back on the track. Now if you were playing against your friends, that would slow you down quite a bit. 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280. And I'm going to slam on the brakes because this is a sharp curve. Oh! There I had it up to 280. At one point I've had it over 300. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That is not good. I'm just going to pull over into the pit stop. Actually, I can pull into the garage itself. One of these doors is open. There it is. And pull into the garage, run over my 2 guys. Whoops! I think I hit one of these guys. Oh no! And there we go. Alright, that is the game. That is fun. That if you like racing cars, it's still counting my lap because I didn't actually stop the game. But here, look, you can see the guy working on the car in my rearview mirror. That is so cool. There's a guy on this side too, working on the cars. A couple of guys working on the cars and stuff with the mirrors. And when you're playing the game, you can look in the mirrors. You can see the cars that will be behind you, because you will have cars that will be behind you and in front of you and trying to pass you. It's a really, really fun game. Even though it's not finished, once this is finished, this is going to be one heck of a game. But if you buy it now, I thought this was like $4.99 or $5.99. I think it was under $7 with tax. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I think it was. And it's definitely a great game. And as they update it, you will get all the updates for free. And when this is a finished game, you will have a finished game for the price that you paid for it when you originally bought it. For $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, whatever it was. Meanwhile, once it gets moved over into the finished area of the Meta store, it will go up to probably $17, $18, $19, $20, at least. So you're getting it for about half price now. If you purchase it now, if you wait, you're going to have to pay more. Or if it gets finished, you're going to have to pay full price. Formula X, it's in the Meta store, but it's actually an App Lab game. And App Lab is, of course, part of the Meta store. It used to be a separate location, a completely separate internet site to get the Meta App Labs. And that's because they wanted to differentiate between finished games and not finished games. But this is so cool. It's a great game. It popped up on my Facebook wall, and it said, hey, try out this new game. So I'm assuming that anybody can still purchase this or get this game through the App Labs. So until next time, my name is Jeff. I want to thank you for watching my videos. Please help me out. Just give it a like. Make a comment if you have a comment about this game or other games. We'd love to hear about it. If you have a problem with this game or other games in my other videos, let me know. I might be able to make a little video. Like, say, for instance, you're stuck somewhere or you don't know how to do something. I might be able to answer your question and maybe make a little video for you to show you how to get around the problem you're having. And share. Let people know, people who are 50 and up, about this page, because this is for us. Like I said, I'm in my 60s. I'm not a gamer. My last console video game I had was the Atari 2600 in 1977, 78. And then, of course, I graduated from high school and I had to get real jobs and married and so on and so forth. So I haven't played video games since the Atari 2600, except for, of course, in arcades. I've never had a home video game other than the 2600 and now the MetaQuest 2. And in 2025, I will be using the MetaQuest 3. So until next time, thank you and bye-bye.